So Alessio, thank you for joining me today. Talk us through the feeling of being in your first major tournament for England and how that felt being picked. Who did you call? Who was the first person you phoned?
Yeah, I think the first people I phoned was my mum and dad. They'd kind of been on the journey with me ever since I started, so wanted to tell them the news first. But yeah, we had like a few prep camps leading up to it, and the competition was so high, and then to finally get the nod that you go in was really special. And then since we've been here, it's been unbelievable. I think they've set up the prep camps amazing for us. It's nice because you have like everything you need in terms of like to perform, but also to switch off. Like there's a nice coffee hut, there's a games room with basketball and ping pong and things like that. So yeah, really.
I think that makes a difference as well, because when I played all those years ago, which seems like 1966, but it was actually not that long ago, we never really had that type of stuff. And when I was seeing the basketball and stuff, it's fantastic, because I think it's important to have downtime when you're in a tournament. So what do you do within your downtime? What do you like to do?
Yeah, I like to play cards. I'm part of the cards crew. Gets quite competitive at times though. But yeah, like to play cards, like to play the basketball, chill out, watch TV, sit and have a coffee. There's a few big coffee drinkers on the team. So we'll sit outside, have a coffee and the weather's been lovely as well, which has helped because we just sit outside and chill out, really, enjoy each other's company.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your time in America, because I spent 12 amazing years there. I know you played for one of the best colleges in the world. How did that feel? Is it something that you thought about when you went there? What was the thought process behind going to America? Because you went to a college, that Mia Hamm, Crystal Dunn, Tobin Heath, the list is endless.
Yeah, I think the time when I decided to go to UNC was maybe when the league was still growing a little bit in terms of young players. I think I was offered a few opportunities in England, but at the time, for me, it was the best route. And to be able to play for a coach like Anson was an opportunity I couldn't turn down. Like you said, the great players that he'd produced, and if it's good enough for the likes of them, it's definitely good enough for me. So I went out there and had the best 3 years, even not only on the pitch, loved playing for the team, loved learning kind of the American style of football, but also grew a lot as a person, as a player. I had to grow up quite quickly because moving the other side of the world wasn't easy, but I did it with Lotta on the team, and it was great to have a familiar face there. And we shared a lot of amazing experiences out there together, and made me the player and person I am today.
Yeah, when I first went over, I took my dad with me, and he stayed with me for 2 weeks, because it's quite daunting, isn't it, when you move overseas, even though the good thing is you speak the same language to a certain degree. But what's the difference between Anson and someone like Serena? Because I was thinking probably two completely different coaches at UNC. You guys would literally, I played against you in pre-season, you'd make about 10 substitutes all at the same time. Everybody would come on and go 100 miles an hour, and I'd be dying, to be honest, on the pitch.
It was a funny style of play. I didn't love the substitutes over there, but it was just part of their game. But Serena actually went to UNC. I didn't really like.
Did she?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she went there for a year and played under Anson. She was a midfielder. So we sometimes speak about some of the stuff that he did, but no, Serena's a top manager and she's a proper winner. She knows her style of play, and we're all really bought into that. And I think she wants to win and she wants to get better every day, and so do we all. So it's a great fit, and it is a bit similar to how Anson was, obviously not in terms of the subs and the American style and things like that, but mentality is quite similar. They're both winners, and I love playing for them both.
She spoke a lot about her time of winning with the Netherlands. Obviously, she's the winner of this tournament, being in 2017, and she's drawn on those comparisons from the previous tournament.
No, not really. I think since she's been in the job, she's been very much focused on us, which we really respect. But obviously we know what she has achieved in her past, and we don't overlook that. But yeah, I think she's come in and she's been all eyes on us and how we can get better and how we can progress and go on to keep improving. So yeah, she hasn't gone into that too much, but you can see how good she is on the pitch, and her philosophy as a manager is one we really respect. Yeah,
so I can't have you on and not talk about that unbelievable game the other day. I said I'm very rarely left speechless. I was at the game, but from a player's perspective, how did that feel? Half-time 6-0, you come on, you score. What was the feeling at half-time?
I think the feeling at half-time was a bit surreal, to be honest. I think we were all looking at each other like is this really happening? Because obviously we know Norway are a top side, and they have some unbelievable players, and we played really well, and maybe it wasn't one of their best games, but we were ruthless in the final third, and at the back as well, we didn't give them a sniff. And credit to everyone on the pitch and involved in the game. It was one that we really enjoyed. But yeah, at half-time, I think we were all like, wow, like, this is fun, like, let's get back out there. I don't think we wanted the half-time whistle to come.
Yeah, how did it feel for you coming into the game, obviously, and then scoring? I mean, it must have been the best feeling ever.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. I think any time I put on the England shirt, I love it. And to score in my first major tournament was surreal. Yeah, I mean, it was 7-0, but at the same time, like, it was... Like, you can forget to celebrate a goal like that.
I would celebrate every single one. When you score for England, don't apologise for celebrating.
I know, yeah. But Lucy said to me, enjoy the noise, enjoy the crowd. Moments like this are special. And, like, you get a couple of seconds before kickoff goes again. But, yeah, it was a great night. And
talk to me a little bit about the players that you're learning from, because obviously you play with Beth Mead, Ellen White. Do you look to them? Do you learn from them in training?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the forward line here is frightening. We have so much depth and quality. And yeah, I love playing with everyone in training, making me a better player, and on the pitch to watch them, learn from them, learn how they play in a major tournament. Obviously, this is my first one, so I'm still a little bit new to it all. So just trying to see how their experiences, like, on the pitch affect them, things like that. But yeah, the likes of Ellen White, she's the record goal scorer for a reason. So as a young striker, you definitely look up to her and how she's been so successful in her career.
Yeah, do you think, obviously in the last 2 games you've come on into the game, you've done really, really well, you scored a goal. How do you think you end up finding yourself into the 11? You know, what do you think you can do to have you spoken to Serena and said, not why am I not playing? Because that's obviously not the right thing to do, but how do you get into the 11?
I think right now, like, all I can do is train hard and when I'm given a chance, take it. I mean, Ellen's God, I stumbled on the word, like a prolific striker, and what she's achieved is unbelievable, and she performs for England. So I love playing with her and learning from her, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be ready when I get given an opportunity, but for right now, just keep working hard and giving the team what they need.
Well, you're Man United, so I would play you. I'm a bit biased, but you've got to keep up the good work anyway. But I want to talk a little bit about where you're from.
Okay.
Down here, not too far from me.
Not too far.
Maidstone.
Yeah.
I'm from Lewisham. So talk to me a little bit about your upbringing, how that worked, and how you ended up at Charlton.
Yeah, so grew up playing, like, mostly boys football for Bears did, and then they got a girls team when I got a little bit older, so went to there. And then I got a trial for Charlton, went down, I must have been about 11 maybe, got in, played there for a few years, and then we played Chelsea and I got scouted for Chelsea, so went there, and then all my youth was at Chelsea before I went to Brighton, then America. But yeah, loved it, was given lots of opportunities.
I heard you was mascot for Charlton.
Yeah.
Would that have been in the game I was playing in? For Arsenal? Is it an Arsenal game?
I think it was an Arsenal game. I was Casey's mascot.
Okay, because Charlton and Arsenal, we used to have the biggest rivalry.
Yeah, because Charlton used to be really good, didn't they?
Yeah, you're making me feel old now.
I know, yeah, I was Casey's mascot, and then when I signed for her at United, they brought back up the picture of us. I must have been about 8 or 9, stood with her because she was captain at the time. But yeah, loved it, loved playing down back home, and now it's brought me up to Manchester and living up there, so yeah.